Hello, everyone. Today we're going to take a look at some strange lines. This is lesson 6-9. Basically, we're going to look at horizontal and vertical lines today. All right, remember horizontal goes from side to side, just like the horizon, and vertical runs up and down. All right, one thing I want you to notice is with a horizontal line, it never goes through the x-axis, but it has a y-intercept of 4. All right. If it doesn't hit the x-axis, there is no x in the equation. All right. So never hits x. Means that there is no x in your equation. So basically, it's just y equals 4 in this case. Now, this is something you can see on your graphing calculator. So if you wanted to check to see, just go to y equals, type 4, take a look at the graph. It's going straight across. That's going straight across at 4. Okay, it's zoomed in a little more. Same is true with this. This runs parallel with the y-axis. It's never going to hit the y-axis. It only hits the x. And the x value on this line is always, in this case, 2. Right? This is the point 2, 0, 2, negative 1, 2, negative 2, 2, negative 3, and so on. So no y if it never hits the y-axis. There's no y in the equation. So where's it hitting the x? It's hitting at 2. So it's just x equals the number where it hits. All right. That is one that you cannot put into the graphing calculator because it's not a function. Look, it fails the vertical line test. It's hitting more than once on that same line. All right. But it is a line, so it is included in this unit. All right. For each of the following, give the equation. And remember, an equation has an equal sign. Okay. Of the line shown or described. When we describe something, it's going to help to draw a picture. So with this, there's no y, right? It doesn't hit the y-axis. It's hitting the x-axis at 3. So it's x equals 3. Here it's a vertical line as well. And it's hitting the x-axis at 1, 2, negative 4. So it's x equals negative 4 for your equation. Oh, I just noticed my equation's down there. Oh, well. Here we have a horizontal line. That's the equation y equals. It's not crossing the x. It's hitting the y-axis. So it's y equals negative 3. Okay, so find the axis that it's hitting. That's your starting value. This is the only time your equation is going to say x equals. All right, so if you want, you can pause this and try it. This one's hitting the x-axis only, so it's x equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is hitting the y-axis. Is that the same graph again? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's hitting at y equals 4. And again, you can check that in your graphing calculator. And this one, it's only hitting the y-axis, so it's y equals 2. Because again, if you list the points, this is the point 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2. Your y value is always 2, so y always equals 2. That's your equation. Likewise with this 5, right? This is the point 5, 0, negative 1, 0. Or excuse me, 5, negative 1. 5, negative 2. All of your x's are equal to 5. So that's where those equations come from. Okay. If you have to draw a picture, or if you have to come up with the equation from a description, draw a picture. All right, write the equation of a vertical line passing through the point negative 4, 5. All right, let's sketch this. All right, so I'm going to label my x and my axis. Negative 4, 5 means we'd go back 4, up 5. If it's a vertical line, it's running up and down. What axis is it hitting? It's hitting the x-axis, so it's going to be x equals, and an easy way to figure it out, it's the x value in this point. All right, but sketch it so you can see, okay, it's hitting the x, what's the x value in the point? Write the equation of a horizontal line that passes through the point 3, 2. Again, 3, 2 would be somewhere over here. If I'm drawing a horizontal line, that's going through the y-axis. So it's y equals, and the y value from our point is 2. There's your equation. All right, a couple terms you'll see next year in geometry, parallel and perpendicular. Remember, parallel are two lines that run right next to each other. Perpendicular lines form a T, so one goes straight up and down, one will go straight across. All right, so write the equation of a line that's parallel to the x-axis that passes through the point 5, -3. So let's just sketch this. 5, -3 would be somewhere down here. Now be careful. A lot of times you see, oh, x-axis, it's x equals. If it's parallel to the x-axis, it's never going to cross it. So it's going to be this vertical line. So it's going to be hitting the y-axis, and the y value of the point is -3. Y equals -3. All right, write the equation of the line perpendicular to the x-axis. So again, let's draw our x and y-axis. We change up the color here. Passes through the point -1, 7, so back one up 7. It's perpendicular to the x, so it doesn't go from side to side. It's going to go straight through it. It's hitting the x. So what's the x value in this point? That's the -1. It's the line x equals -1. If you wanted to, you could use an actual grid. There's always a grid if you don't want to just sketch. All right. But just read those words carefully. Parallel, perpendicular, or horizontal, vertical. Sketch it and then decide, okay, is it hitting the x or y? And whatever axis it's hitting is what you start your equation with. All right, so on the next page, you need to complete, I think it's the next 2 pages. So on page 27, just some vertical, horizontal line stuff. And then on 28, again, sketch those pictures, a little bit of review, okay? Make sure you get your points in there. If you need to, you can just put those in. They got to cross right over the line. Here, you're going to graph 4 lines. All right. So x equals -4. Find -4 on the x-axis. And it's not a point. That would be the point -4, 0. It's an equation of a line. Graph the following line. So if it's x equals, it never hits the y-axis. So that's going to be there. You know, y equals -2, you have that button on your calculator, y equals. If you're not sure, just type in y equals -2, hit graph. Okay, it's going to be horizontal going through the y-axis at -2. The only ones you can't type in are ones that start with x equals, but, you know, think about it. Compare it to y equals. If it's y equals a number, it's horizontal. If it's x equals a number, it's the opposite. It's vertical. All right, so give those a try. And then we'll get into some word problems next. All right, you will have a quiz coming up as well. But if you have questions, stop by the Math Lab. Have a good day.